I gave my aunt the same compliment she gave my mom, but then she slapped me. We were all at Grandma's birthday party, and I noticed how Aunt Pen was giving Mom special compliments all night. "Rosie, that dress almost hides your weight gain." "Almost," she would say before smiling sweetly. Then she touched Mom's face. "You're so brave wearing makeup at your age. Most women would just give up." Mom's eyes got watery, which meant she was really touched. Aunt Pen even complimented my dad, saying, "You're such a saint for sticking around with her. Most men would have found someone younger by now." Mom's hands were shaking when she cut the cake, probably from happiness. On the drive home, Mom was really quiet, and when Dad asked if she was okay, she said something about passive aggressiveness, which I didn't understand, but I figured it must be another way adults say, "I love you." I decided that if Aunt Pen loved Mom so much that she gave her all those special compliments, I should do the same thing for Aunt Pen, because I love her too. The next Sunday at church, I saw my chance when Aunt Pen walked up wearing a pretty flowery dress. I remembered exactly how she talked to Mom and said to her, "Wow, Aunt Pen, you look pregnant in that dress. When's the baby coming?" Her face went completely white, then red, then kind of purple, and she just stood there with her mouth open like a goldfish. Mom, who was talking to Mrs. Abernathy, turned around so fast she almost spilled her coffee, and then she started coughing really hard, but it sounded more like laughing for some reason. Aunt Pen finally said, "Thank you, sweetie," in this tiny voice, and Mom had to excuse herself to go to the bathroom because she was coughing laughing so much. Dad asked me what I said, and when I told him I was just being nice like Aunt Pen, he got this funny look and patted my head. "Keep doing that, buddy." "Okay, Dad." 2 weeks later at my school play, Aunt Pen came with everyone to watch me be tree number 3. After the show, I walked up and said in my best Aunt Pen voice, "Your hair is so brave, Aunt Pen. Not everyone can pull off that color." My teacher's eyes got huge, Aunt Pen's hand went to her freshly dyed red hair, and Mom actually snorted her juice out of her nose. Then at Easter dinner, I got to give her another special compliment. Uncle Jim had just left to watch the game, and I remembered something I'd overheard Mom telling Dad last week. "Aunt Pen, you're so strong," I announced to everyone. "Mom said that Uncle Jim only stays married to you for the kids, and you don't even seem sad about it. That's real confidence." The entire table went silent. Aunt Pen's fork clattered onto her plate. Grandma stopped mid-chew. Dad choked on his ham. Aunt Pen stood up, her chair scraping loudly, and stormed into the kitchen. I could hear her angry whispers getting louder and louder until she came marching back out. She marched straight to Mom and yelled loud enough for everyone to hear. "Rosie, your son has been making incredibly rude comments about my appearance for months. He called me fat, old, and said my hair looked terrible." Mom started to respond, but I walked over because I heard my name. "I'm just giving you compliments like you give Mom," I said, confused why she seemed upset. Aunt Pen's face went white. "What are you talking about?" she stammered. "You know, special compliments. Like when you told Mom her dress hides her weight gain, or that Dad's a saint for not leaving her for someone younger. I wanted to show you the same love." The entire room went silent. Uncle Jim dropped his champagne glass. Grandma's mouth fell open. Then Mom crossed her arms like this was what she'd been waiting for. "Yes, Pen, please explain these special compliments to everyone." Aunt Pen's mouth opened and closed like a fish. That's different," she whispered. "How?" Mom asked. "He's just showing you love the way you taught him." Aunt Pen looked at me, and then for some reason she started charging at me like a raging bull. I saw her raising her hand and bringing it down, thinking I was about to get slapped. But at the last moment, my dad caught it and pushed Aunt Pen away. Everyone glared at her, and she just scoffed before leaving the venue. "Dad, was Aunt Pen about to slap me?" "Why?" I asked. But Dad patted my head and said, "Don't worry, kiddo. She was just trying to give you a hug." Since then, I get a prize chocolate from Mom every time I compliment Aunt Pen, so try to give her one every single day.